Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting with me, Cole the Cobra Froch, former unified super middleweight world boxing champion and International Boxing Hall of Famer.
And I'm Rachel Froch. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel.
I was about to say I'm delighted to be joined with my beautiful wife, Rachel. I know you're going to say she's punching and all that, but leave that alone because you've got to take, she's a wonderful mother, an amazing wife. This house is always spotless. So you've got to take the pros with the cons. Just leave it alone. I think we're a good match anyway.
Are you going to give me a con?
A con? How long? It's only an half an hour show. I've got a few cons, but do you want me to air them publicly?
I don't know what you're going to say.
I've got no bad things to say. I've got nothing bad to say against you. 16 years. You've got no bad
Actually,
habits.
we've just had our wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
How many years is that? 6.
6 years.
6 years,
yeah.
but 16.
You took the words out of my mouth. 16 years together.
16 years together.
Rocco, our firstborn, Rocco, our boy, he's 15 in June, isn't it?
Yeah.
15.
I know.
It's bigger than you.
Goes so quick. He's taller than me.
It's bigger
now,
than
yeah.
you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on with this. There's nothing happening in boxing. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Usyk Dubois fight. That's the next big one, really. There's a few bits going off in America. So Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya having a good chat the other day about the waves they're making out there and all the shows that are out there. It's very, very busy out there. But there's nothing big happening until Dubois Usyk. That's the one we're looking forward to. So we've asked for your questions. You've got the questions in. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll get through them now. This episode is brought to you by Cobra Casino.
So, question 1. There's been a lot of hype around Moses Atuma, but how would he get on with the likes of Usyk or AJ?
Moses Atuma, what a top fighter, by the way. If you've not seen him, what is he? I think he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He was hoping to be the first or the youngest heavyweight champ before Mike Tyson. I think he did at 19, so he's kind of missed the boat on that. But he's a big puncher. He's got extremely high boxing IQ. He's just confident. He's a big Nassim Hamed fan like myself, so he goes into the ring with that confidence. But he's got natural skill and natural ability. Very, very good. Top amateur. He never did anything as a senior. Like I was a senior ABA champ and I boxed in the World Championship as a senior, but I didn't turn pro till I was 25. He turned pro at 18.
Oh, so he's young then.
So yeah, as a junior, I think he won everything. I think he was European champion, won the schoolboys and the NABCs and all that. Don't know if he went to the World Juniors, but just a top heavyweight young kid turning pro at a young age. It was sparring the likes of AJ and Dubois in the gym. He used to go to the gym apparently in his school uniform. He was big from a young kid. And used to go and spar them boys. So, top fighter, unbeaten, what is he, 12-0?
12-0, yeah. Knockouts, 10.
10 knockouts,
Not 12.
and this is a kid that really, you'd expect him to be world champion at some point in his career. But it's the same old thing, isn't it? What's he going to be like when he's under the cosh? Is he still going to have that beast in him when he's under the cosh? Because he's not been tested yet. And what about when he gets his chin checked? Obviously, he's been sparring with the big boys.
Yeah.
But they wear big gloves, 16-ounce gloves, you've got head guards on, and that helps absorb the shot a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I just think, he's been here. His best win, I think, a guy called Marius Wack, well past his best, but a good fighter, can punch a bit.
Who would you put him in with at the moment then?
I certainly wouldn't chuck him in with Usyk to answer your question.
Yeah.
Usyk's getting on. Usyk's getting on for 38 years old. He's in that big fight with Daniel Dubois. Would you put him in with Dubois? Who knows? He might be able to go in with Usyk and dominate him and hurt him with big shots. He might go in there and iron out Dubois. I think
You want to build up that ladder first.
You've got to build him up. Yeah, that's what you do. You build fighters up. You can't just chuck him in the deep end straight away.
Yeah.
But someone like him and like Mike Tyson, he was world champion at 19. Yeah. So they chucked him in at some stage, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
But I just think you've got to take your time with him still, because he's so young, 20 years old. You won't want to chuck him in there straight with a Dubois or Usyk. As much as the boxing fans would probably be intrigued to see it, you've got to build him up correctly. So somebody like Dillian Whyte or Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
I was going to say Derek Chisora, but I think Derek Chisora's about done now. That would just be a punch bag exercise for Moses. But yeah, them sort of level fighters, someone like Dave Allen would be exciting. Who's just knocked out Johnny Fisher, because you get to find out where he is on that British/European level. But no, top fighter Moses Atuma has got a great career ahead of him, in my opinion, and I think he'll be a fantastic world champion if indeed he gets there. Like I said, the chin and the heart. But he looks good. If you watch him fight, you can see he's got that natural talent.
So one to look out for then.
Real big, exciting prospect. And he's nearly there. He'll be tapping on the door soon for that British-European sort of level. And then straight away, once he steps up, that's the problem. Once you step up to world level, you're there then.
Yeah.
Then you've got all the world champions knocking on the door for you. So someone like Deontay Wilder. But again, Deontay Wilder's he's about finished as well. But no, Moses Atuma, one to watch.
You mentioned Dillian Whyte there. Can Dillian get back to being a top contender in the heavyweight division?
I'm not so sure Dillian can come back at top level. He's certainly got a place in the heavyweight division, but at world level, he's already been found out a couple of times. I mean, he got knocked out ages ago to AJ. They were supposed to fight again in that rematch. It never happened. I just think that Dillian Whyte, I mean, he struggles at world level. I don't think he's world class.
No.
He can compete with a world level fighter. Did he beat Joseph Parker? I can't remember. He's been out the ring that long. Honestly, Dillian Whyte for me is a fighter that's capable. He's a good fighter. He holds his own. He had 2 fights with Derek Chisora, right?
Yeah.
Like close ones as well. But his other level, Dillian Whyte, is tapping on the door for that world level. But he's had such a big breakout of the ring. I think he had a failed drugs test.
What was the reason?
Yeah, I think he had a drugs testing issue. He was with Eddie Hearn for a while, being promoted, being looked after, and he had a great career. Then he was out of the ring for ages.
Okay.
To do with the drug test, I think, as well. And then he's back now. He's signed under Frank Warren.
Okay.
So Frank Warren's looking after him. And I just think that Dillian Whyte's had his career. He's had his chance, and now he's at the end of his career, probably trying to make a few quid or try and get another chance or another stab at a world title. But I'll be honest, you can probably tell by my voice and by my lack of interest in the answer, I'm not actually that interested in what Dillian Whyte's doing now and where he's going. But I don't know what he's up to. He's obviously going to try and have a go and maybe have one last big fight.
Yeah.
I mean, would he fight AJ? Could that be something? Because they were supposed to fight again and it never happened.
Right, okay.
But yeah, Dillian Whyte, let's wait and see what he does.
So you've had a lot of big names on your channel, but who's been your favourite guest so far and why?
Favourite guest? I was having a little think about this yesterday. Favourite guest, and
am I not your favourite guest?
I'm not a guest, are you? Not a guest. See, I'm worried I look there. Scared it then, didn't you? Yeah, it's you.
It's me? Oh, I thought so.
Favourite guest? I was thinking, because I interviewed Shia LaBeouf when I was doing that that bit of rolling, that film that I was producing with the fight scenes and that. I actually got a little cameo at the start of that.
Yeah, you did,
I've not even seen it yet. But anyway, Shia LaBeouf was such a down-to-earth, genuine geezer, and he's in sobriety. My brother Lee struggled with addiction, and I can relate to him so much. I spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
I spent like a whole week just eating with him at night and sitting watching films and picking his brains and talking about his life. He had a bit of trouble with his ex-missus, and he was just really open and honest, and I loved his honesty. He wears his heart on his sleeve. So it's always interesting to hear somebody speak. He's a man of God now. He's a deacon, so he's like born again. So he's a Catholic, and he's really deeply religious, which has helped him. So he was a really, really good guest, but I don't know if I'll put him as a favourite, because I love chatting to Tom Aspinall, who's the heavyweight UFC fighter. I just think that people like Tom Aspinall, who's tapping on the door to fight John Jones, and you can see and hear in his voice and in his youth and his enthusiasm that he wants to be world champ.
Yeah.
And that I enjoyed the chat and the feedback I got from the fans. But Michael Bisping was my inspiration for this channel.
Yeah,
it was great chatting to him, another UFC fighter. Yeah. But probably Shia LaBeouf with a close second, Bisping and Tom Aspinall.
Okay.
Favourite guest. Still looking to get in somebody really famous on. And after speaking to Shia LaBeouf, I'm going to drop a name now. Tom Hardy.
Actually, we just watched him in Mobland.
Calm down.
Really
good in Mobland.
That was great. If you haven't seen that, watch it.
Yeah, Mobland's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great film. He's so cool, isn't he? No emotion when he went in. He's such a good actor.
Yeah.
But he actually said to Shia, I'll go on. He said, just busy doing, he might have been filming Mobland.
Yeah.
But if I can get Tom Hardy on, that'd be a win.
Yeah.
He'd be my favourite guest. Hopefully he's watching this, he'll be on there. But anyway, next question, let's go.
So, question 4. Dave Allen has been calling out Deontay Wilder. Is that a fight you're interested in, and who wins?
Deontay Wilder, Dave Allen. I mean, Dave Allen's been of a level, British kind of level. Never really world level, but good fighter, capable boxer. Puts a bit of weight on and doesn't take it deadly seriously. And sometimes it can be accused of not being sort of
Dave Allen's
passionate.
just had a fight, hasn't he?
Dave Allen, yeah, he's just knocked out that Johnny Fisher in a rematch.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Dropped him in the first fight.
Yeah.
That was Saudi. That was on the Tyson Fury.
Right. Okay.
Usyk rematch.
Yeah.
And then he rematched him and ironed him out quite bad.
Yeah.
Body shot, head shot, flattened him. So poor old Johnny Fisher. He'll come again.
Yeah.
But Dave Allen's a decent sort of British European level fighter, but not a world level elite.
Okay.
Deontay Wilder.
Or hasn't been tested yet on the world level.
No, he has. He's been in there. He's been beat a couple of times.
Oh, right,
You know what I mean?
okay.
He's been beat a couple of times. But a lot of the time, he don't show enough ambition. He don't take the fight game seriously enough.
Right,
Eddie Hearn gave him a good, plaudit and give him a good promotion for a while. And then he goes missing a little bit. Now he's back.
Right, okay.
And he's shown what he can do. What he's just done to Johnny Fisher.
Yeah.
When he trains for it and believes in himself. It's not a bad little fighter. It's good. He was down at the gym in Nottingham sparring with Lee.
Oh, right,
And,
okay.
a couple of lads here. And
Yeah.
he was just so big and strong and just sort of
Could
bullying,
really handle himself,
bullying everyone around the ring. Lee was holding his own against him because Lee's a big, strong unit. Big brother, that is. The renovator. But, good fighter. But Deontay Wilder, I mean, look at his...
I think since he did the ayahuasca, I just don't think he's all there.
Yeah. Well, look at his 3 fights with Fury.
With Fury, and Tyson Fury.
Look at all his knockouts. I think he was 40-0 at one stage, like 39 knockouts.
That was before that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Has he done anything since?
No. He's struggled. He's looked bad. He got done by Zhilei Zhang, that Chinese kid. Knocked him out. So actually, Dave Allen and Wilder could potentially be an interesting one because Wilder's finished.
Okay.
Because he's past his best.
Okay.
But he's still probably punch a little bit.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to see Dave Allen in with a name like that.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
And get a result.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I don't know what Wilder's doing now, but yeah, that's a fight I'd tune into definitely, and I'd like to see Dave Allen because when he's interested and he's into it, he puts some good combinations together, and he's got a bit of natural talent, and he can bang quite hard as we saw against Johnny Fisher.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dave Allen, Deontay Wilder. If that happens, certainly be interested in watching that one.
Question 5.
How many questions are there?
10.
10. 5 of 10.
Yeah. Why?
No, it's wonder.
With all this talk about Jake Paul and Darren Till.
Oh, don't.
Yeah. Would you ever consider coming out of retirement for the right opponent, or is that door fully closed? Can I answer that question? It's closed.
You can give your take on it. There you go. As far as Rachel's concerned, I'm not fighting again. And I have retired 11 years ago. And I did retire because I couldn't be arsed anymore. The desire was gone.
The desire was.
I still think I can still get in there with most of these jokers that think they can fight, like Jake Paul especially. I mean, Jake Paul's fucking useless. You know what I think about him. I'm not interested in boxing. Don't want to fight. Don't need to fight. Don't need the old bunts. Don't need the fame. I'm already famous enough. A girl stopped me yesterday on the way back from school. A window came down. And she went, "Are you Carl Froch?" I went, "Yeah, she knows who I am." Kids were in the car. She went, "Oh, my dad's a massive fan. Can I take a picture?" And I thought, no, I wanted to put my window up. I don't know why I'm winding it. Male Fiesta. And then, but I stopped and like a true people's champ. I told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was just smiled at her and put my fist up. She got off camera.
Oh, she just took it like that?
I was in the traffic on the way from school. The window came down. She got a phone out and took a picture of me. I was like that. Said, "My dad's a massive fan." I thought she was a fan. That's why I dropped my window. Started talking about her dad, and I thought, "Oh yeah, I'm old and grey." But no, why did we get onto the fan thing?
Well, it was Jake
On the
Paul
fame,
and
yeah,
Darren Till.
don't
Would you
wanna
ever
fight.
fight again?
No, I just think if the money's there, someone like Jake Paul,
Yeah.
I just think it's such an easy fight. I wouldn't really need to train for it. Just turn up, do my thing. In my head, anyway.
Yeah.
You never know. Jake Paul might give me a decent fight. I doubt it. Darren Till, he's an MMA fighter, ex-MMA fighter. I've addressed him on one of my previous channels.
Yeah.
I was probably a little bit harsh on him because I showed a clip of him getting knocked out. It's the only time he's ever been knocked out. And he was weight drained, apparently.
You love a good wind up then.
But he got ironed out by an MMA fighter, and boxers are strikers. We can throw good, accurate, solid punches. And I've seen him box, and he's not British level.
Oh.
And I was world level, 4-time world level. Hall of Famer. You know the drill. I just think, I know I've been retired 11 years now, I've been retired.
I know.
But I still think I'd get in there and smash his head in.
You know what? You're always in the gym though. You're always punching the bag.
Don't give the game away. Always ready. Always ready. But apparently I'm not fighting. But yeah, would I come back for a fight? If the money was right, I'd certainly have a very close look at it, and I'd spend a bit more time in the gym. I train virtually every day anyway, keep myself fit. But I'd up the cardio a little bit and start doing a bit of sparring with head guard and gloves and see how I felt. But there's no immediate sort of intention or any drive to fight again because the fighting career is done. I've completed the game. I've got the trophies. I've got the T-shirt. Got the Hall of Fame
Got the
ring.
sticker.
Got everything.
It's not saying.
Stick it on your head. No, I've got the T-shirt. Yeah. Have I said that?
Yeah.
He's got the sticker. She's made herself laugh, look. She's gone. Right, what we got? So no, I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting again, and I'm not allowed to.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, but if I wanted to fight, I just want to make this clear while we're here together. If I wanted to fight, there'd be no stopping me. You wouldn't stop me, would you?
We'd have to have a serious conversation.
I never asked you to stop being a woman. I don't want you. Don't ever ask me to stop being a man. You see that scene at Rocket?
Yeah.
Did I do it good or not?
You did, yeah. No.
That's why I didn't get the part in that film. Right, let's go.
Right,
Next
go on,
question.
next question. Right. Who does these questions?
Probably the producer just taking the piss.
This one is, would you rather take a punch on the chin from yourself in your prime or be stuck in a lift with George Groves for 6 hours?
Has it just sent you that one? I've not seen that one.
This is all.
A punch off me in my prime?
Yes.
Or stuck in a lift with Grovesy boy? For how many hours?
6.
6 hours? 6 hours in a lift with anybody would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Unless it was a couple of them Baywatch babes in the prime. Like Pamela Anderson in a prime. And that brunette one as well.
What do you think you're going to do?
No, but if you're in a lift for 6 hours with a... I'm joking. George Groves in a lift would be all right, but not for 6 hours. But a punch off the Cobra on the Very Lynn. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? That gets out of the lift, that would. The lift door would open with the...
Explode.
Yeah, exactly. No, I can handle Grovesy boy, and I don't want to get punched on the chin by someone who can render people unconscious in front of 80,000 fans, like George Groves. So no, I'd sit in a lift with Grovesy boy for 6 hours rather than take a crack on the jaw.
I think you might.
Good question.
Do you ever shadow box when no one's around just to see if you've still got it?
I'm always shadowboxing. I walk through the car park shadowboxing. I wait till someone's looking as well. Yeah. Then I start throwing them.
I bet you do.
No, I throw my arms out now and again because my elbow's a bit twingy and if I need to loosen up on the way into the gym. But no, I'm not one of these that stands walking around the street shadowboxing like a lunatic. No, I don't shadowbox. In front of the mirror I do a little bit, but I'm training, but I don't know. I'm not one of these guys that walks around the house shadowboxing thinking I've still got it. Because I know I've still got it. And I do a bit of shadowboxing and bag work in the gym.
Do you think you get the respect you deserve when people talk about the best British fighters of all time?
Do I get the respect? Yeah, I think I do. I think that people, the longer I've been retired, the more people, especially the younger audience now, with the channel as well, they look at my fights and the replay for Jermaine Taylor's been on loop for ages, and then every year, like 11 years now since I've rendered George Groves unconscious in front of 80,000 fans, that gets replayed. And then the Butte fight,
as well as you saying it.
IBF, I don't really mention that much. I mean, I get asked a lot of questions, but I don't often, like, if the opportunity is there for me to say I once boxed in front of 80,000 at Wembley Stadium, I often shy away from it. But, you know, it's a proud moment for me, isn't it? And it was 11 years ago. And it's still, anyway, what was the question?
I've forgotten the question.
Do I what? What was the question?
I don't know.
Genuinely. Or do I get the recognition I deserve?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. Because people play back the old fights.
Yeah.
At the time when I was fighting, the television broadcasters for a period of my career wasn't involved with me because I was over in America.
Yeah.
I beat Pascal for the world title on ITV. ITV then pulled out of boxing.
I was just about to
The
say
recession.
that, yeah.
They stopped doing the boxing.
Yeah.
Amir Khan was on ITV. I was on ITV. I think David Hayne. Oh no, we started on BBC actually. But my first world title, Pascal, was ITV. Then I went over to America for the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. That was on Showtime Network. And it wasn't televised in Britain. It's on some snide pay-per-view channel on the Sky platform or on all the platforms like Virgin and that.
Yeah.
You could get this channel. I don't even know what the channel was called, but it was bad.
I do.
Oh, what was it called?
Prime time.
Was it Prime Time? Was it Prime Time or Premiere or something? Was it
No,
Prime
I think
Time?
it was prime time.
But anyway, so I didn't get the acknowledgement or the recognition I deserve, but I do now. When people talk about me, they've got me up there. It's Lennox Lewis, it's Kawasaki, myself, and you've got a few other names, top 3, 4, 5.
Ricky Hatton.
Ricky Hatton, he's in there, yeah, but you know, like the all-time greats,
Yeah.
I'm up there with the
Yeah.
best of the Hall of the Famers.
It is the Hall of Fame though, isn't it? That's where
So
you
yeah,
get
I do get my recognition, my acknowledgement, but more so I think since retiring.
Yeah.
But I'm not asked, whatever. Don't mention Wembley much. Not really bothered. Got no ego. Actually, I ain't got an ego. Just got a really good sense of humour. It's fucking great, my sense of humour. Spot on, isn't it?
And a big ego.
Come on, let's go. We're nearly there. Can you put up with me for much longer?
What, another 16 years?
Just another 16 years.
Another 16 years.
We get on great there, don't we?
Yeah, we do,
We're a
yeah.
really good advert for
We have
people that are
fun.
married and have been together for ages and still love each other and still want to do things together. We went to the Cotswolds a couple of weeks ago.
We did.
Was
It was last week.
Last week. What did we
Last
do?
week.
Jeremy Clarkson's there, isn't he? The farmer.
Yeah.
That organic farm shop.
Yeah.
And a couple I didn't even know Cotswolds
I
existed.
know, it's so beautiful, wasn't it? It was
Is
nice.
quaint's the right word?
Yeah,
Like,
it is, yeah.
all the stone buildings.
Yeah,
Just
and
ancient, like
boutique
the
hotels and
1800s.
cottages.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. So number 10.
Is this the 10th and final question?
This is the 10th question, yeah.
This better be a good one.
You ask a lot of people, but who are your top UK 3 fighters from the last 25 years?
Oh, it's a bit of a boring one, this. Is that only the last question?
Yeah.
To leave them with.
Yeah.
My top 3 fighters, Nassim Hamed, in no particular order. In order, Lennox Lewis, Nassim Hamed and Ricky Hatton. I thought about them earlier. You've got Ben and Eubank, who I grew up with, and Frank Bruno, I used to love watching him fight. Baron McGuigan, massive fan, top fighter. But when I think of my favourite fighters, I think of fighters that I used to love watching. And Lennox Lewis, he was undisputed heavyweight champ. He got knocked out a couple of times as well and came back and avenged them losses. When he beat Mike Tyson and some of the dust-ups he's had, I mean, you can just... If you don't know about Lennox Lewis, you don't need me to tell you. But if you want to know about him, go and watch him back. He's not that old. But Lennox Lewis is a friend as well. He's a good, like, cool guy. You met him in Jamaica. He was in Jamaica. Me, David Hay, and the family went over to Jamaica.
Chess together.
Yeah, a couple of games
Done
of
that a few
chess.
times.
Yeah. Had a little pull on the reefer, some chocolate brownie. One was out there. We just had some fun, man. It was wicked in Jamaica. What a nice chilled place.
Yeah.
The sun was shining. The rain kept coming down, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Intimate raining. But no, Lennox Lewis, number 1. Nassim Hamed, because he was an inspiration of mine, the entertainment factor of his fights. Number 2, and Ricky Hatton as well, because if you're a boxing fan, you're a Ricky Hatton fan.
Yeah.
Even if you're a non-boxing fan, you still want to
You
watch
know
Ricky
Ricky
Hatton
Hatton.
fight.
Yeah.
And, he used to pull the biggest crowds in the history of crowds going over to Las Vegas. He took the biggest British fans. I think he took 30,000
Be the football
over
fans.
to Vegas. Yeah, all the Man City fans.
Yeah.
I was going to say Man U then, but I
No,
would never.
don't say that.
That's be as bad as calling Tony Bellew an Everton fan. You know what I mean?
A Liverpool fan.
Eh?
A Liverpool fan.
Yeah, he's a Liverpool fan.
No, he's not. He's not. Sorry, you idiot.
But anyway, it's been fun. I enjoyed them little questions. Thanks for sending them in. Anything you want to
I
add?
don't think all of those were sent in.
Yeah, no. So when we actually send questions in, you don't need to ask me how many people fought in front of 80,000. How many times I knocked out 80,000 Wembleys in front of George Groves.
Wembley's?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? What is happening?
We don't need to know. All these silly things. So my producer, I think, has manipulated a few there, but the sensible questions that you sent in, thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have a bit more boxing news for you next week. It's a really quiet period in boxing.
Yeah, it is,
There's not a great deal happening. So you've had your treat this week.
Hence, that's why I'm on.
Yeah, true. But it's a treat getting Rachel on. I'm not going to mention some of the feedback I get from certain people about who'd love to see my wife on camera, but she's mine. So leave her alone. You get your own. I was in White Chicks, wasn't it? Latrell. But yeah, this has been another episode of Froch on Fighting. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this amazing boxing channel, the best in the business. And we'll see you very soon. I've got anything you want to say? Do you want to sign out? You sign it out.
I'm okay.
You don't, yeah? Quite happy, look, just chill.
I'm just chilled today.
Just listen to me waffle. Yeah. See you next time.